Alrighty, we're live in a weird way. Uh, Not supposed to be live till after Labor Day because it's summer. But through the magic of a couple of extension cords, which I was going to show you an extension cord for drama's sake, a couple of extension cords. The computer has power because I need power on the computer. That's just a given. Okay, so that is what I would like to get connected. So I got a couple of extension cords. I did take a couple of the cameras down for safety's sake, which is Eleanor, which I was using. And some of them I did put away. Some of them are over there. And so this is the E10 White, which I haven't used in quite a while. I haven't used the E10 White in quite a while. So I plugged that into an extension cord, and I plugged the monitor into an extension cord. And of course, the mic is here. Now, the table that I normally am sitting at is full of junk. The white Christmas tree is gone. I've had to take it down because the construction has reached into this room. So we're not doing any live streams until after Labor Day. But here we are. I was laying in bed and I'm thinking, like, if I could plug in the E10, if I can walk around and put these videos up on Patreon, then why can't I plug in an extension cord? Just shuffling my bottom in this chair. And go live. But anyway, long story short, I get to do a live show. I get to see you guys tonight. Still working. So gonna miss you tonight, Peter. I'll check in if you're still on at 8. Sure, missed the Christmas room. Well, this part I haven't moved anything yet, so it's still the same. Okay, I have to turn to look at the monitor to see the comments, and then I have to turn over here to see the camera. So the camera is sitting on my desk on a tripod. It needs to be shorter. I don't know where Randy's tripod went because he's got a nice short one. So anyway, it is what it is. It's about, the tripod is a little higher than my head, and I'd like to bring it down so that the eyes and the lens are basically close to each other. But I can't get any shorter than this. So I need like a short tripod that isn't a wimpy. I might have one, but I'm not going to change everything now. It'd be too much. It was enough to get this stuff. So those orange extension cords? I actually got one of those. No, I got 2 of those. All right. So one is actually plugged in to where I could see you guys. So that's where I see Carlos. And I said hi to Carlos and Roy, who's in Australia. And see, now I have to look over here because I haven't moved the TV. That's too much for me. I would have to have some of these guys help me. So the TV's in the same place, just that wall hasn't got power to it. But now the extension cord has done it. Interesting junk. I don't understand what that means, but I'm guessing from your point of view, you're calling my side table here junk. Well, thank you. You don't have a junk table? I'm sure you do, okay, but this is the only angle where it doesn't look pathetic. And with an f1.4 lens, I think I put the 30mm 1.4 on there. And it's the E10, which is a 1.5 crop. So it's actually giving me a blurred background. I could see the poinsettias that are sitting on the piano, which got moved around, but I just kind of moved them around. And over here, what Roy is calling junk is not junk. Actually, this is stuff that I use. It's my tree, which is right there. Oh, it's going round. Okay, so when I turn that switch on, I got my light, my overhead light. Now, when that power has to go down, I'm not coming on live. It's just, unless maybe I do it from the patio. But anyway, this was a way for me to get in there and say hi to you. I don't know, it's kind of important to me. So Jim says, wow, so glad to see Peter Gregg live. Extension cords save an institution. I've been institutionalized? I'm going to run with that one, Jim. I've been institutionalized. I'm going to just lean back and relax. I'm a little nervous and jittery because this is not my normal setup. Trust me. I'm looking at my desk, and behind me, as Roy says, is my junk table, but it's not really junk. It's just stuff I can't throw away. It's stuff that I need. So it is what it is. What can I tell you? And I wasn't really ready or planning even to go live until 15 minutes ago or 15 minutes before 10 because I don't even know what time it is now. So I figured the best way to get rid of the junk, Roy, is with a 1.4. And you want to know something? If I had a 1.2, I would have slapped that on there because I used to make backgrounds out of Mount Trashmore garbage heaps with the Canon f1.2 50mm lens. So that is unique. So I'm feeling kind of special tonight. Not that I'm special. I didn't mean it in an egotistical way. I mean, I feel kind of special that I snuck in a live stream while I still got some of the stuff. Oh, I just found the other tripod I was looking for, the little short one. It's actually taller than this. So I really don't have a shorty. I'm just too big. That's what she said. Okay, so Roy says photography people are supposed to call extension cords stringers or stingers. Stingers or stringers? One of those. I don't know. It's an extension cord. It's an orange extension cord from the Home Depot. So Mookie's here, a special surprise episode of Peter Gregg's Live. Too bad that last night wasn't tonight because it would be July 25th and it would be Christmas. And that would get me excited. I could have a Christmas special. July, every 25th of every month is kind of like a Christmas special. So it's a little weird because I can't see myself anywhere but over here. I can see myself over there. But then I look weird because I'm not looking at you. So what are you guys doing? Did you miss me last week? Were you going to miss me tonight? Give me a thumbs up as a kind of like an encouragement because it's not going to help any. Because once you're live, the thumbs up doesn't do anything. Maybe when you do the rewind. Carlos says, I heard that, Peter. I heard that. That's what she said. But what was it? I forgot what I said. I don't commit things to short memory anymore. There's just too many. I just do too much. So much. That by cramming it all in, is there a way to exercise your memory or something? I heard that, Peter. That's what she said. Well, there you go. Maybe that'll help you with your clients tonight. That's what she said. Peter said to tell you that. That's what she said. And they're going to get up and be healed. How about that? Carlos is a clinical technician, psychologist, and he fixes people. He fixes people when they're broken. Actually, I called him because I was quite upset. I was so upset. How upset? Enough so that both of my hands are outside the screen. That's how upset I was. I figured, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. Well, that's what they did in the Old Testament. God put Elijah to bed when he got all depressed. He made him eat and he put him to bed. Good enough for Elijah is good enough for me. What? You don't know who Elijah is? Oh, come on. Seriously? Do I have to give you a Bible lesson now on Friday night? So, anyway, I lost my train of thought, honest to God. I'll go back to where I was. Bop, 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 bop. That's what she said. Okay. I'm sure I said something just a little bit humorous or off color. Okay. So I guess Carlos caught that. I have to behave myself. Carlos is here. And if Carlos is here, I'll say a prayer for you, Carlos. Okay, I'll light a candle. Boom. See, there's a light in there. So, Jim is saying Prevagen crossword puzzles. And he said it twice, so it's got to be important, but I don't know what it means. Or maybe I just never heard of Prevagen crossword puzzles. So, Funny says, I watched the rerun last week at 10 p.m. That's a good idea. So next week, when I'm probably not going to be here, because I don't I don't know what's going to get taken apart and what's going to be left in place. It's not as bad as I'm making it sound. I'm sensationalizing it. They're doing sections, and since it's the summertime, let's see what we got in here. We've got 7 people, so there's not that many people. Everybody's going on vacation, taking time off and getting hit with the heat, you know. And that is, you know, a good time to stretch and just relax a little bit. Because I've been under a lot of pressure. It's my own pressure, okay? Got myself super duper cranberry flavored depressed. So I figured I better call for help. So I called Carlos. You know what? He put everything aside and he talked to me for maybe a half hour. Not bad, huh? So, and I'm grateful. And it's by my own doing, obviously. Most depression is by your own doing, okay? So that's where the healing starts. This thing is scratching my legs. I've had to put things in boxes, and there's a box down by my feet. And it feels like something is tickling my legs, and it's not something I like to feel, okay? So, Funny says, I watched the rewind last week at 10 p.m. Good idea. Funny, you got a good idea. And Carlos, the Daily Man, says, I got the R8. You picked the camera. You didn't even call me. I'm surprised. I'm happy. It's a good camera. All right, so the secret to that camera, besides everything you want to learn, is think of an oven. And then don't go in a negative bend on this, okay? Think of an oven. When you're going to cook a cake, you can ask Meg or something like that. What do they tell you to do? They tell you to preheat your oven at 350. And sometimes preheating your oven for quite a while actually works very well. Well, the R8 works like that, and I've tested it myself. This is not secondhand information. I have done this, and actually I am continuing to do this with Eleanor. Eleanor's got the same problem. She's got a hairline trigger for the preheating. So now I'm going to get into opinion, okay? What I think is happening is that if you start in at this temperature, when you get a big enough, let's move this hand down so I have a little room, okay? When I'm trying to move it correctly, okay? So when you have a certain amount of movement, you're fine. But if you get enough of a movement from that initial temperature that the camera recorded, it's going to tell you it's overheating. In other words, it's the thinking, I'm guessing at this point, is that if it changes that much, something got hot real quick. We're overheating the whole cotton picket shebang, okay? So that's the opinion part. Now here's the part that's not opinion. This part is truth. If I preheat the camera, turn it on, bring it up so that the heat warning comes on, and I turn it off 15 minutes by the clock, 15 minutes, okay? If I do that, then what happens when I turn it back on, as it gets hotter again, it's not going to get as hot. Therefore, it doesn't see a big temperature difference, and it doesn't trigger an overheating shutdown. Now, I have actually done what I just told you. This is not a theory that I wrote on a whiteboard, okay? This is actually something that I have actually done myself. And I continue on the R8. Now, this is not even secondhand camera, secondhand information, okay? And I'm actually doing that same thing with Eleanor, which is the ZV E1. And it's so far no overheating under any circumstance that I've worked so far, which is a wide variety of circumstances. Now, I'm not saying the camera's not going to overheat. I haven't thrown overheating overboard. It's not like I can't say I've solved it. But for me, no overheating. So let's say you're going to use the R8 in your office. Turn it on an hour ahead of time. Let it run, about 20, 25 minutes before you're going to use it. Turn it off. Timer. Tell Siri, well, no, don't do that. Siri, be quiet. Joseph, 15-minute timer, okay? And then when the timer goes back on, turn the camera on. I have run the R8 for days in here, and I have run it out in the field, walking around with it, and it is, it's a winner chicken dinner camera. It's a fantastic camera. And the only thing it doesn't do that I wish to God that it did is I wish that it had the gyro information like the Sonys do, because I found this new software called GyroFlow, and wow, what an amazing difference it makes. It is absolutely probably the best thing I have come across is the GyroFlow software in terms of stabilization. So what GyroFlow does better, much better than Catalyst Browse is just about everywhere that Catalyst Browse, which is the free software that Sony gives you to stabilize your film, but not based on your shakes. Actually, it stabilizes your video based on the gyro data that it's writing down. Oh, he shook this way. Let me write that down. He shook this way. Let me write that down. That's gyro data. Okay? So it applies the gyro data, which means you get no warping. You know, when you put the certain lenses on certain cameras, you'll get yourself fine, but you'll get warping in the trees and stuff like that. Well, that's because it's stabilizing for the face. It's actually moving and shaking the sensor. So if it's moving the sensor like this, okay, I forgot the mic's over here. If it's moving the sensor like this, you're going, and I'm the center, okay, so I'm the vector, I'm the pivot point, okay, you're going to get some warbling on the sides. And they've been working using software to correct that. It is much better than it was. But there's nothing like using a gimbal, okay, except until Catalyst is used. But Catalyst has these barriers that make it, why doesn't Sony do something about that? So number 1, number 2, number 3, it has no cue. Do you know what that means? That means if I take 10, 12 clips, not super long, but they can be long, okay? But if I take multiple clips, like I'm walking around, the last video that I did on the big channel, I walked in one room, then I stopped, made a new clip, walked in the other room and continued my conversation, stopped, made a new clip in another room, then eventually I wound up in the living room, which created a problem, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Okay, so I had all these different clips. Now, to work that in Catalyst Browse, you have to do one clip at a time. That's called a queue. Think of it like a list where it does one thing after the other. Okay, now in computer talk and even in video talk where we are here, it's called a queue. You put things in a row, and when it finishes this one, it goes automatically to the next one. So the what is it? I forgot the name of it. Gyro Flow, okay? Gyro Flow, GYROFLOW. It's free, and so is Catalyst Browse. So Gyro Flow, yes sirree, it has that built in for free. The program is free, okay? Well, how about quality issues? Catalyst Browse will not do 422. Catalyst Browse will not do 10-bit. So if you feed the software something that's either 422 or 10-bit, it just automatically spits it out as 420 8-bit. Now, that's not too bad when it comes to YouTube stuff. So that isn't like a killer, but you know, some of us work towards getting the better side of Sears, the softer side of Sears, the better side of things. Therefore, we do make an effort and we do make an attempt to up our game, okay? Now, if I use the E10, it doesn't have 10-bit and it doesn't have 422, so it matters not, okay? So that is one of the interesting things. So the gyro flow has a Q. It also will do 422. It'll do 10-bit, and it'll do one better. It'll do H.265. It'll do one better. It'll do ProRes. So when I say it'll do, what does that mean? So if I have a clip on an SD card, and I'm going to put multiple clips onto Final Cut Pro or whatever software you're using, Premiere Pro. Randy uses Ecamm. So if I was going to use those clips, okay, when you are going to make a transcoded clip, meaning you're making a copy of a copy, okay, it'll degrade your quality by one step. Most of the time you won't see that happen, okay? But still, remember what I said? Some of us like to go for the uniqueness of high quality, and high quality becomes important. So this week I put up some videos on the Patreon channel, which is now free. You do have to subscribe. They call a subscription over there a membership, okay? And it's completely independent of YouTube. I upload the video there direct. Doesn't touch YouTube at all. Now, the big problem with that is it's good because as a content creator, I get to charge. You know, people pay a donation, and that's great. I do want the donations, okay? I'm not going to lie to you and say I don't want them, okay? But as soon as a person hears money being involved, it turns them off. Well, it makes the world go round, okay? All these people out there are not going to work completely for free at your beck and call, your Royal Highness, okay? So they try to figure out ways to make money, and they try to do it in a sly way. Well, the Patreon platform is people just donate, and they donate at different levels. So they have gotten a hair up their butt, or let's say up the nose, because Carlos is listening, and I can't say anything like that because he'll call me out. Okay, so they've gotten up a hair up their butt, and they've decided, there's something more to this game of video, social video making, or whatever it's called, and we want to be in on it. So what they did is they kept the donation model intact, but they added 2 different free version models and melted them together. All right. So I'm using one of those where it's free. I put my videos up there for free. You just go there and you watch them. You can make comments. You can give it a like or a thumbs up or a heart or something like that. And you don't have to pay nothing, honey. As Mr. Camera Junkie got it stuck in my mind. How much does it cost? Free $100. It costs free $100. Okay? I love that. I use it wherever I get a chance to use that. I'm sure Aiden told it to him in his ear. Hey, Pop, say free $100. Okay, so anyway, that's the model that I'm using over there. You subscribe, which means you've got to give your whatever, to make a subscription, but there's no cost. And then they have introduced another model completely along with that, where it is free with no membership. So I gave it some thought, and I figured, if a guy doesn't want to subscribe, why would he come over here anyway? So the point is, I'm trying to build a platform there. So subscribe. What's the saying? Poop or get off the pot. All right. So they do have to subscribe, but it doesn't cost anything. And they also don't do any marketing and stuff like that. So what happens is when I put a new video, and I put a few of them up this week, you'll get an email if you're on that subscribed at the Patreon. So I put a few videos up over there. All right, so let's get back to my show over here. And Carlos went back to work, so I can go back and say things that I don't have to worry about Carlos catching me and getting scolded. Jim says, don't know why it doubled. Prevagen is a supplement that is supposed to help memory. Oh, is that what you were saying? I didn't get that, Jim. Now I'm paying attention. I have to turn this way to read because I took the the orange Home Depot extension cord, and we're running that over there. I can see it running right up the credenza. Okay, and I got so I could use the computer and eCam and get my comments. So we're kind of in business. We just got one camera, one face, one mouth, one mic. Okay, this is the one show. We are the one. So Prevagen is a supplement that's supposed to help memory. Are supposed to be good. Crossword puzzles are supposed to be good brain exercises. I hate it when I write things and Apple seems to think that it wants to correct me all the time. Now I know you can turn that off, but it's not obvious where, so I never get to turn it off. So thank you for straightening that out, Jim. Now I know what you were talking about. So I was just talking about Mr. Camera Junkie, and he's here saying hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, right back at ya. And hello, of course, to Aiden. How are you doing, Aiden? Aiden, I'm talking about you, buddy. I hope you're having a good night tonight. It is Friday night tonight, Aiden. And I know you're playing with your toys. I hope you ate your food. And I hope you're having a good time. And I love you, Aiden. You're a good boy. I don't know if you remember me. Probably not. But you know something? Sometimes autistic children, they have better brains than what we've got. Okay? So I didn't mean anything bad by that. I'm just saying. That's all. I'm just saying. So Roy is saying, talking about brains, Roy is saying nothing wrong with my brain. I've hardly ever used it. It's still packed in the box, right, Roy? I'm saving it for a rainy day. Mook says, we need Carlos AI for mental healing, but the actual person probably does a better job because it's got emotions. Emotions, feeling, love is where it's at on this planet. Even the best He-Man that can't feel an emotion eventually will succumb to being loved. Now, I'm not talking about a mushy love. Oh, Kabir, I love you. Why not? No, I'm not talking about that crap. I almost said a bad word. Carlos is watching, okay? I'm talking about just loving people, you know, kindness and caring. But you got to be careful not to let them walk all over you because that can happen. Yes, I've experienced that. I have experienced the walk all over me syndrome, okay? So, Mookie is here. And Mookie, you're getting to know everybody in here better than I do. That's pretty cool, Mook. That's not bad at all. I'm going to call you Moo. No, that sounds like a cow. Chocolate milk, maybe? Heat and camera sensors increases image noise. Is that what do they call it when you put in a fun fact? It's winter here. I need a camera-shaped hand warmer. By golly, there's a few of them. Eleanor, my ZBE1, she warms your hand beautifully. Oh my God. Does a great job of hand warming. The Canon R8, oh yeah, that baby will keep you snug as a bug in a rug. So we got plenty of hand warmers. Ah, here's Tom. Tom, I haven't seen you in a while. Love you, buddy. Thank you for being a friend. Isn't there a show like that? Something like that. So I got that picture that you and Heather took with Sammy, and you were waving at me. Did you know that was for me, or Sammy just sent it to me? I told him to say hi to you. And so you do the same for me. Say hi to Heather for me. I love you guys. You're not at hockey tonight? What time is it? 10:29, so it's 7:29 there. Maybe there's no hockey game tonight because Tom got into hockey big time. He actually owns a national hockey team now. That's Tom. It's just like he doesn't do things halfway. When Tom gets into something, he goes all the way. So now Tom has hockey pucks that are buck pucks. Like that, Tom? Buck pucks and buck mitts. And he's got the buck, buck shutter blades. So, I mean, Tom is into hockey in a major way. Next thing Tom is going to create a new YouTube channel just for hockey players. And probably make that into a $100,000 a year success. He's awesome. Tom is awesome. I called him out of the blue. He picked up the phone, which is great because sometimes, when people get big, they ignore you. So he got big. He got huge. I don't mean the weight. I've lost weight. Tom gained, but not in the belly. He gained in stature. Now I have to call him Mr. Buck, just like when we were in high school. It's not Tom. No, Mr. Buck, hello. So I'll bring you an apple. All right, silliness is on. Here we go. Aiden says, Lewis says, most Canon cameras will do, Roy. They'll be the lovely hand warmer that you are looking for. And Roy is going, I only have one Canon and it is too old to overheat. Well, that's because they didn't do as much when they were old. What all these camera companies have done is they made them better and better. Better and better and better and better and better and better all the time. Now, the trouble is they haven't changed the structure of the body. So they've made the electronics so sophisticated, so darn fast, so high quality that they run up some heat. And when I was a kid and I was in orchestra in high school, I played the violin. No? Okay. So I would play the violin in orchestra, and behind the violin section, because an orchestra is usually laid out, the violin section is over here, then you've got the horns and the brass and that, and then, well, behind us was the percussion, and they had what they called chimes, and these long bells, and you hit them at the top with a hammer, but these long tubes, okay, made me think the back of a camera. Now I can't get up, okay, all these free cameras around here, and I can't reach a single one. You open your LCD screen and look at the back plate of the camera. It's a freaking grill. You can make pancakes. Turn the camera flat so the LCD is sticking out, okay? That thing gets so hot, okay? You can make little miniature pancakes on it. Well, why don't they embed those chime bells, the tubes, all the way up and down across that flat surface, embed them halfway into that plastic, make it open on the top and open on the bottom, make it so it never touches the inside so that there's no breach to get weather into your camera, but it will become a fantabulous heat exchange. Cool air will come in the bottom of the tubes, and the hot air will come out the top of the tubes. I've been saying this for 3 years. They still make it flat as a pancake. Pull your LCD out, lay your hand on there, and go, ouch. That's what happens. So, Mr. Camera Junkie is giving me a nod. Yes. Where is my favorite Sammy in the whole wide world? Well, there he is. Peter, you are alive. Wait, Sammy. Hold on. I can feel my heartbeat, and I didn't even say a word. I can feel my heartbeat, and I didn't even say a word. Yes, pretty Sammy, I'm alive and doing well. Well, I made those words up. They're not the best. So, yeah, Sammy, I forgot where you are. Sammy's been traveling a little bit. Okay, so Peter, you are live. Prevagen is like the little blue tablets for the brain. Oh, I get it. Thank you, Roy. You said little blue tablets, so I had to check and see. Did I take one of those? No, I didn't. Let me make sure my volume is fine. Oh, did you watch the Republican National Convention? I'm not getting political. I promise. Okay? Did you happen to notice that the one single mic that they used the whole time was that mic? When President Trump was talking, it was that mic. When Sarah Sanders was talking, it was this mic. Actually, every speaker was using the SM57. And I noticed it. I noticed it right away. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I wanted to tell you all, look at the microphone that they're using. It's fantastic because they're using my mic. And I got one of those right here. So, well, if they could tune that in there, okay, then you know it will do pretty well. Bump, bump. Sammy says, I'm missing these streams. This is the only one I did, Sammy. I was laying in bed. If you guys watch the rewind of this show, I was laying in bed and I said, if I get a couple of extension cords, I think I could wire it up. So I got the E10 with the 30 millimeter Sigma 1.4 at what would I put it at? You get 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. If I have a 30 millimeter 1.4 Sigma lens mounted on this Sony E10, what is my f-stop? Dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da dun 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 boom boom. What is f1.4? Yay, you got it. All right, so Sammy says, I'm missing these streams. I'm so happy that you're live. And then he's laughing because he gets his own joke. It was compared to being dead. It was, Tom is saying it was very cool to see Sammy in person. One day, we'll visit you. Oh, are you talking to Sammy or me? You're going to come here? I'll make you a meal. Tell me what you want. I know one of you two guys have a special diet. And I know the other guy, I don't know which of the two, does a different diet. I'll cook exactly what you want. I love feeding people. It's fantastic. Tom is so awesome. Awesome, awesome, Tom. I'm going to write a song. You word, I'm going to sing a song now, right, Tom? I'm not going to do that. Awesome, awesome, Tom. Ooh, I lied. Now I got to go to confession on Sunday. I love Tom. I think everybody loves Tom. Tom costs people a lot of money. Because what did he put up the other day? And I said, ooh, I got to get one of those. Every time I see Tom putting one of those up, or one of these, or one of this, or one of that, you know, it's like, I got to have that. And when your credit cards are shut down, bingo, it becomes a in-place financial guidance counselor. You want that? You can't have it. So if you're wondering, wait, let's go back to Tom. If you're wondering what was happening, out of all the people in the whole wide world, they were having a seminar session, and Tom was the teacher. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You get to see Tom, you get to talk to Tom, and you get to be taught by Tom. You just don't get no better than that, okay? I would sit in the class all night long just to listen to what the man got to say. Okay, so, oh, Sammy went to that same seminar, okay? And I believe it was at the B&H building. So it was pretty cool. No, I did not go. I don't go anyplace. I don't even drive down here. Roy says composite plastic in cameras doesn't dissipate heat as much as the old brass-bodied cameras. Brass-bodied cameras? Boy, I haven't seen that. Brass or metal? Brass? You talking brass, brass, brass? So Sammy says to Tom, yes, it was amazing to see you. And Sammy says, the E10 looks really good. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to study how to tune in a camera. It's a little bit, I haven't gotten there yet, but I'll get there. Are you streaming from the desk? Well, that's a trick question because the answer is yes. But I think you're thinking the way you set up a camera for me before, streaming at the desk. So the camera is on the desk, very close to where I sit, but because you've been here, Sammy has been here. Sammy actually sat in this chair, okay? So the camera is very close to where I sit at the desk, but over a little bit so I can use the monitor and everything. And it's on a little teeny weeny little tripod, but it's still up too high. It needs to be lower. So I like to have the cameras kind of, especially the closer they get, to be a level with my eyes or a little bit up. But this is as low as I can get. So it's streaming from the desk, Sammy, so you get an idea. But I'm not streaming straight back like I normally would, because the white tree is gone. It's been taken down. Okay, and all the stuff is in boxes right here. All the balls and everything are in boxes. I even have a couple of extra branches that I had on there. So it's all put in boxes, which I got stacked up over here. So I'm actually streaming this way. So Sammy, you remember where the piano is? Okay. And then to the side of the piano is the table. And on that table, I've got like a towel. I've got my flash units and a few other things. I call it the junk table, but it's not really junk. I mean, it's stuff I can't throw away. So I'm aiming it this way in the room instead of back towards the back wall. So since he's here, he knows. I think I had this idea. No, it was backwards. You put me at the desk, okay, and you put the camera over here where I was, and you were shooting this way. That's not what's happening. It's the exact reverse of what you did. So Roy says, most old cameras are chromed brass or brass painted black. I didn't know that. So Sammy says, oh, okay. All right, there we go. We've reached the end. Thank you for joining me. No, I'm not going to drag this out. This is not even going to be a 1-hour show. This is just going to be you and me together for a little bit so we get to see each other. And if you're watching this on the rewind and you're going, why is it so short? Because I'm not going live until after Labor Day. I'm in my summer rest, but I missed you. So I put up some extension cords because the power has been getting moved around over here. And for the safety of the cameras and the lenses and all that, I've had to bag some of the stuff up. Sly would have had a blast here with all the bags because she is the bag master, Miss Bag Master. Speaking of Sly, she's going to go on in 45 minutes about. Okay, so she's going to do God Willing and the Bridge Isn't Up because she does have her grandson. So I don't remember if she told me if she was going live tonight or not. So at the 30, 11:30 for us, 10:30 for others, 8:30 for others. At the 30, 11:30 Eastern Time, you can check and see if Sly went live or not. Okay? Okay, so Sammy says he likes this shot. He's about to go to sleep, but I got some more shots. He's sending me some beautiful videos. Send them to me. And Lewis is saying, thanks, Peter. And Lewis will be on tomorrow night at 10. So you've got our own crowd, okay? You got me. You got Carlos that goes live. Well, I shouldn't start naming names, okay? Because then I'm going to miss out on somebody. So that is what we are doing. All right, guys. That is our show. Thank you for being here the day after the July 25th Christmas, which is July 26th. Love all of you. Thank you for being here. Remember, watch over at the Patreon channel. It's free now. Of course, you can still make donations, and it starts at $1 and up. You want to put in $100 a month? Yeah, baby, yeah. Okay, but you want to do it for free? Just go over there, and I put low level, meaning I just walk around and talk. Whatever's on my mind, it comes right out my mouth. Okay? They say the mouth is a bucket for the heart. Okay? Well, that's my saying. So you can go over there. It's patreon.com/Peter Gregg. I'll have a link to it down below in the description, subscription, prescription, something scription, not perspiration scription. All right. Love you guys. I hope this comes out okay because I really didn't get a chance. I tuned it in by my own memory and just hit the road, Jack. Just full speed ahead. Love you. Be good. Be kind. And I'll catch you. Well, I was going to say next Friday, but no. I'm not going live until after Labor Day. So have a good summer. If I do a surprise, it's okay. That means I missed you, and I need to do something. I might have to do one from the kitchen or from the poolside or from my car or something, or just relax on Friday until we get going again. It's good. It's one of those two, right? It's one of those two. What can I tell you? All right, love you. Catch you later. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye 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 bye.